Hi, my name is Janice Imoisi. I'm with Texas Realty, and we are on video number 3 on how to buy a new home in the Cypress, Texas area through a home builder. Now, in video number 2, I suggested you select a realtor. And the reason I suggested that is because realtors are very resourceful. They can help you or they can provide a list of lenders for you to choose from. Now, there's a difference between big banks and there's a difference between mortgage bankers or mortgage brokers. The big banks, they're like the big banks. A lot of times, buyers want to do business with the bank that has their money, their savings, or investment accounts and things like that, which is fine. But sometimes the banks are so big that you kind of get lost in the shuffle, and sometimes their fees can be a lot higher than when you go with a mortgage broker. Mortgage broker is on most of the time a smaller scale. A lot of the times they can broker to more than one lender, which means that they have a variety of products versus the big bank. They specifically have products just for their bank only. Sometimes they can broker out, but typically they just have their own in-house products. Whereas if you're with a mortgage broker, they have more flexibility. Their fees are not as high as some of the big banks. So I'm just going to leave it at that. The other thing is you want to try to pick a lender that's local. And when you start picking lenders that's outside of the state of Texas, because as we all know, Texas is its own country and we have our own way of doing things, it's best to go with someone locally. And then I want to point this fact out. A lot of times home buyers chase interest rates. I'm not saying that it's not important to find out which lender is going to give you the absolute best rate, but any lender can tell you any interest rate that they can give to you because they're competing with all these other lenders out there. And basically what you end up doing is paying something called a discount point. And if you are at one lender and they say they're going to give you a rate of 6%, and then another lender say they're going to give you a rate of 5% or even 5.5%, and you go, oh, great. So all you're doing is they know you're just rate shopping, but you don't have a property yet. And even when you're building, a lot of times the lender can't lock in your rate or secure it unless you're within 30 days. Some lenders can do it within 60 days. Some can do it 90 days. It just depends on, again, which lender you go to and what products that they can provide to you. But if you're rate shopping and you're running around back and forth, just notice when you look on your estimated closing costs, you look for something called discount points, and you'll quickly see that because you wanted that 5.5% rate versus 6%, you paid to buy that rate down, and it may have cost you several $1,000s, and all because you were rate shopping. They gave you what you asked for, and you were so happy, but little did you know that it came at a cost. So just be careful about that when they're telling you, oh, we can beat this person, we can beat that person. Of course they can beat that person, but you're going to pay the price for it. So just be aware of that. So again, now we're talking about picking a lender. You want to pick a lender that's hopefully locally. You want to pick a lender that's not too big. Hopefully you'll pick a lender that somebody has a relationship with, whereas when you're talking to the loan officer, they're not going to ghost you, meaning if something is going wrong with your file, they're going to pick up the phone. If something's wrong with your file, they're going to answer your email. Or maybe sometimes they provide a separate number that you can call them on that's direct, to them or in the processor. But a lot of times you get these loan officers or lenders that if something is going wrong, they don't know how to tell you the bad news. I want them to tell me the bad news because I want to know that whether or not we need to pick your file up and move it to a different lender. If you can't do it, tell us that you can't do it. And then the other thing you want to make sure you do with the lender is you want to be able to get your estimated total closing costs, which includes down payment plus closing costs plus setting up your escrow account. You want to know what that total amount is along with your monthly payments before you sign any contract, before you put down any down payment money. You need to know what these numbers are. It's very important. There are a lot of home buyers that enter into these contracts, they get these lenders, and then you ask, okay, you picked your own lender and everything. So did you understand what your monthly payments are going to be? Do you know what your closing costs are going to be total? What are you bringing to closing? Do you know any of that stuff? No, no, and no. They don't know closing costs. They don't know down payment. They don't know anything about um, uh, monthly payments, which is important. You need to know what your monthly payments are. You don't want it to be a surprise at closing that you're paying one amount when you're expecting something different. So you have to have those things covered by the lender, and they can give you what an estimation would be. So that way, everybody's on the same page. There's no surprises in the end, and we can just move forward. So anyway, so we just completed video number 3, talking about selecting your lender. So I'll see you in video number 4. When in video number 4, let me see, we're going to be talking about getting pre-approved. That's a fun one. So now that we did all the prep work to get to this video number 4, let's talk about that in more details. So I see you over on video number 4.